We'll ask Noddy the same question. Noddy, what kind of bird are you?
Parrot.
Pardon?
Parrot.
Good boy. So Noddy is indeed a dog's bite in the world, about half as strong as a lion's bite. That is a pressure of 300 pounds per square inch. So if you really don't like you very much, you let pets go. And parents, I'm afraid to say, if you do have one of these as a pet, it means you've got a 3-year-old child in your house for 70 to 80 years. Because that is how long these guys live. Now Noddy at the minute is only 15 years old, so he is still quite young. And the oldest macaw we know about has actually lived to 106 years old. Good. Now, I thought that was pretty impressive, but I think you can go a little bit louder, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we'll give it a go. Noddy, can you do a bigger lion? I think that was slightly louder. It is a duck. So as you can see, really, really intelligent. You'll see Noddy, he's got 4 toes, but he's got something called zygodactyl feet, which means he's got 2 at the front, 2 at the back onto his food. So if I give him this whole peanut here, you'll see he holds the peanut in his foot, uses his foot like a hand, cracks open the shell really, really easily with his beak. Peanuts are quite weak, he can crackle much stronger nuts as well. And if you watch him here as well, you'll see once he's got the peanut in his beak, he will start eating it, but you'll see the red skin from the peanuts being peeled off. Now that is because the red skin to a parrot, it doesn't taste very nice. So it's a bit like us, when we eat an orange, we peel off all the skin. However, Noddy is doing that with his tongue, because it's about as strong as our thumbs. So he's using the tongue to roll the peanut around and using the sharp edge of his beak, which makes flying quite difficult. So if I pop the ladder up here, Noddy is going to show us how good he is at climbing. So we'll pop him at the bottom there. Now if you watch him, you'll see he climbs up, but he's not just using his feet, is he? He is also using his beak. So again, that's another reason why he has the strength there. It helps him to climb around. Is show you how he walks around the branches. He curls his toes around, it gives him a really strong grip. And in fact, his grip is so good, he can even dangle upside down quite easily. Although today he's going to play up and decide not to do it. The other problem Noddy has to face in the rainforest is the weather. It can get very windy, very wet, and if the branches were to start swaying, Noddy could fall off. But you notice he doesn't. Now Noddy, he can fly. If he didn't like this, he would fly off, but there he does, he's doing his dangling now, when I don't want him to. Try again, shall we? Try that one again. Up again. There we go. But you'll notice Noddy doesn't fall off. Now he can fly. If he didn't like this, he would fly off, but he doesn't need to because he's got such good balance. Does anyone know why? What is he using to balance? He's using his tail. So you'll see, as he's swinging, his tail is fanning back and forth. Just like us, when we balance, we put our arms out like this. Noddy does the same thing with his tail. Nuts, seeds, insects, but she also eats meat. And some of her favourite meat are reptiles. And we're going to demonstrate this for you by using a rubber lizard here, Parrot, pop it on the table, and see what Eva does with it. Which is nothing. There we go. So you see she grabs it. Now, that is how Seriema kills a prey. They grab it and then they bash it quite aggressively on the head until it's dead. Now, this is something we teach water. Every Seriema knows from hatching what they have to do. They have to bash the prey to kill it. What we would have to teach her though is where to grab it, or what her parents would teach her is where to grab it. If you notice her though, she grabs it by the tails or by the legs, and if that was a real lizard, it'll be able to turn around and bite her back. And if that was a snake, it could be potentially lethal if it was poisonous. So she would need to learn the right way to hold her prey behind the neck, to stop it having that flexibility and stop it from hurting her back. and that is to show off her singing voice. Now, I'm going to try and get Ruby to sing for us by playing her recording of another Seriema. Hopefully that will stimulate her as well. I will say though, she's a bit temperamental with this one. Sometimes she does it, sometimes she doesn't. It is a bit warm today, so there is a high chance she won't do it for us today, but we'll give it a go. We'll see how she does. What I am trying to get her to do here is not actually sing for us. It's a warning call. Basically, if a swim in the wild saw a predator, they'll get up high like Reba has now, and they'll start making this noise. And it does travel very, very far. You can hear him all the way in the car park where you all came in. Okay, she started, hopefully she should carry on. So it's, yeah, just warns other swimmers in the area that there's something dangerous that they need to look out for. So they are quite useful in South America because farmers will use them as an indication of whether there's a predator near their livestock as well. But just like any other good singer, she's got to warm up her voice a bit. So she starts off with these little notes before she actually gets into it properly. Okay, so that next will be that bit louder next time. And then a bit louder again. Okay, so you can see why it travels so far. You can feel it vibrating through your ears. Come on. Yeah, come on. Not looking good. Come to this one. So it's a nice green colour, but you'll notice when he flies, he's got these nice bright red wings. Now that's because red in the wild is an indication of danger, so if a predator comes along, he'll flash open those wings. The other thing worth mentioning is the crest on top of his head. You'll notice that it keeps going up and down. Now that actually tells you what kind of mood he's in. When he's happy, it goes up in a sort of afro shape, whereas when he's unhappy, it goes right flat back against his head. And Zingu was. Now that's because, again, he's got 4 toes, but he can swivel one of them. So he can either have 2 and 2, or 3 and 1. Now that is something called semi-zygodactyl. So as you can see, it just makes him a lot quicker when he's on the rope there. So what they do is they bounce around on the tree, on the branches, hopping along, and by doing that, it just means they can get everywhere really quickly without actually having to use a lot of energy. Now we're going to pop Chico back now. He's almost waiting to follow me, and he's had almost a whole grape now. So for a bird that size, a whole grape is actually quite a lot of food. So we need to get him back before he does this. Chico, come on. Boy, come on. You can tell the difference between males and females because females are much bigger than the males, and they've also got little black dots all over their bellies, whereas males are completely white. Now, the colour in our eyes does actually tell us what time of day they come out, doesn't it? It's completely untrue that all owls are nocturnal. In fact, it's only the ones with the big black eyes that are. Owls, like our snowy owls further down in the park, they're actually something called diurnal, which means they come out during the day.